Hey everyone. It is Tuesday night at around 10:30. As you can see, I'm in another hotel room. I have a conference in the morning. That's early, so it was just easier to stay closer to the like city center of Kitchener. I had a rough couple of days. To be honest with you, I'm feeling okay now. But my chest pain has been super, super bad. This morning when I woke up, I honestly thought I was having a heart attack. And I didn't have any meds left to take to make it go away. So I took my prednisone early, which made me really, really nauseous. And I already wasn't feeling well from yesterday. And the day before, I did go to the hospital, the urgent care clinic on Sunday. Sunday was a bad day. My mood was all over the place. I was just crying all day, and then as I went down to go get checked out, I locked my keys in the house, and then even before that, so I locked my keys in the house. I had to call my mom to come and rescue me. I did call a cab before I called my mom, and he this was my first bad cab experience. I told him where I was going, and he turned around in the seat and just like stared at me, and I was like, do you understand like where I need to go? And he's like, yeah, down by McMaster. And I was like, no, the opposite, King Street Urgent Care Clinic, St. Joe's. Yeah, by McMaster. And I was like, are you even hearing me? I'm like, punch it into your little machine and it will tell you where to go. And he literally just stared at me. Like, he literally didn't say a word, and he would turn his body and he was just staring at me. So by that time, I was so flustered and so angry, and I was in so much pain that this is so immature. I got out of the car, and instead of doing the polite thing and just like being like, yeah, whatever, I'll just call another cab and whatever, I just left the door open just to be a dick, because he was being a dick. So he got out of the car to close the door. I walked back onto my property. He came onto my property and stood there staring at me. I called the company, and I told them what was going on, and she was a bit of a you know what as well. And finally, like, I was screaming at him to go. It was just, and then when I got there, the wait wasn't that long. And the doctor saw me relatively quickly. I did go because two reasons. One, my muscles were so sore, and I think it was from the difficulty breathing that I was having from the chest pain. And as well, I had a very large lump with a bruise that was oozing grossness that I needed to get checked out as well. So they gave me some meds just to help me with the pain, and it like knocked me out when I got home. I don't even know what they gave me. And then I have to do hot compresses and not inject anything in that leg for at least 2 weeks. So I have to go back to using my abdomen, which I hate, as well as my left leg. So I'll just have to be careful about where I inject. You know, I was watching one of my own videos the other day because I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to leave it up or not. And I noticed that I do this a lot when I think, like, what I'm trying to say. Like, I close my eyes and it looks like I'm passing out, but I'm not. I'm literally just thinking. So it's kind of weird. Anyway, I'll try not to do that because it does look kind of strange. Um, so yeah. So anyways, today I saw Dr. Slatteroff, and we chit chatted for a little bit. Things are going well in terms of starting the Concerta and keeping it at the dose that it's in. I feel so different on this medication. So before I would get up, I would have such a hard time moving around. Um, I wouldn't be, some of my concentration was low, and I know that it has to do with the other meds that I take as well. Um, and the first week that he started me on it, it was 18 milligrams, and then he changed it to 36. So for the first week, I didn't feel anything, and then the second week, it was like boom, I was able to wake up, get dressed, go to work, be productive, but it doesn't take away the physical issues that I'm having. Um, I am very hopeful that the medication that Dr. An is going to give me, I did some research on it today. He sent me an email with the name of it. I don't have it on me, unfortunately, or else I would let you guys know. Um, and this medication could potentially stop the prednisone completely and the colchicine completely, which means that so many of the side effects I'm hoping are reversible. I know I've been on the colchicine for a really, really long time, and I've been on the prednisone for like 6 months now, and man, I know I've complained about it in the past, and I know that I have, you know, just complain about it and whatnot, but it's literally the only drug that makes the chest pain go away. And if this one single needle that has very minimal side effects works, and I don't get recurrent pericarditis like again, or only every couple months or whatever, it's so much better than what's going on now, because it's so chronic that the chest pain won't go away. And it's when it gets really bad, it scares me, because how can something like that hurt so bad and there not be something really wrong, you know? Um, and I'm trying so hard not to go to the hospital for this stuff, but you know, when you're at home, your mind goes into overdrive, and as much as I've had my low periods throughout this, I've always said I don't want this to end my life. I want the CVID to be treated, and then in turn, all the other things be treated as well. Because it's so frustrating, it's so hard, and I don't want to jeopardize what I've built over a very short period of time, even in my job and stuff like that. So, I'm very hopeful. Yeah. So, anyway, I am going to spend tonight and tomorrow here, and potentially Thursday night as well, because there might be a storm. So, um, I just thought, you know what, it'll give me a break from driving for so long. And like I said, tomorrow we have a conference. Um, it's called Unconscious Bias Training, and it's about recognizing, you know, sort of the thoughts and um, opinions that you have on people before you meet them, or before you are able to properly do an assessment. So I'm really looking forward to that, because I myself have some biased thoughts. And I think my biggest one is about my dad, which doesn't make sense. Work dad, work dad. How does that go together? when I see patients who have, I don't know how you say it, I guess burnt all their bridges, um, or they have had fights with their families because of whatever, and they just don't talk to them anymore. And I think, my God, like, what an opportunity you have to have people in your life that care about you, that love you. And I would do anything to have my dad back, and they don't. My bias thinking is that they just don't care. Like, if I didn't have the support of my mom and my grandma, I would not be around. And then my medical team on top of that, they really, everybody's really worked really hard, and that means that I have to work hard as well. So when I see patients, even sometimes friends or family or whatever, who don't want to speak to their family member anymore for whatever reason, I just want to shake them and say, work it out, because you never know. And I truly believe, as much as I would love my dad to be here with me and to be going through this, I know that he is looking down on me. And helping me. Because how else could I have survived over the last two years? On Facebook, the memory thing came up, and it was, admitted to ICU for pneumonia, nasally intubated, potentially going into an induced coma because my lungs were so full of fluid. It's been 2 years of this, and really 39 years of it, because I've had infections my whole life. I've had ear infections. Any sort of cut or anything, I would get an infection. Anything. Even when I started getting tattoos, the ink would bleed, or when I get piercings, they never healed, ever. They came out, I had to take them out. They're planning on increasing my IVIG by 4. So, things I'm grateful for. The ability to have some resources available, to be able to stay in a hotel instead of having to drive. I'm blessed for that. I'm blessed for my mom, blessed for my grandma, really blessed for my job. Yeah. And there's people out there, who you are. You are my blessings, and I could not go through this without you. Your words of encouragement, your kindness, your willing to donate to help me out in different ways. Like Mike Rivet, he does my lawn care because I can't push a lawnmower anymore, and he donated his services last year, and that was amazing, absolutely amazing. He's an amazing guy. He's got a great family, and he works really hard, and I'm grateful for him in my life. I'm grateful for this little guy here. I know what they say about stuffies and adults, and it's that if you have a stuffy, you're a PD. Well, whatever, I don't know about that, but this little guy has been with me since I was 6, I think. I got my tonsils removed when I was 6, and my Aunt Joan and Uncle Ian gave it to me before I had the surgery, and I've had it for that long. He used to have like a little thread mouth that had a tongue, and he used to have a bow tie. He has been sewn together and restuffed. I doubt there's an original stuffing in there. Like, that just looks like something from a horror movie. um, but he brings me comfort and joy and love. Oh, and speaking of things that I love and I'm grateful for my cats, and I wish that I could have brought them here to spend the 2 nights with me just to give them a little holiday too, but this is not a pet friendly hotel, and I don't think I'd want to stay in a pet friendly hotel because cleaning is a difficult thing to begin with. I can't imagine if there was animals. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and post tomorrow too. Let you know how the conference went. Oh, I gave myself a black eye. I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, there you go, right there, and all the way up there. So I was. This is so not a cool story. I'm such a loser. I was wrapping around the cord on my straightener, and it flung back like against defying gravity and hit me in the eye. Thank goodness my eye was shut, because if it had hit my open eye, I honestly think it would have split my eyeball open. And of course, because the blood thinners, it's just gonna go even further down. So I'll just have to put some extra makeup on tomorrow, and hopefully nobody will see it and try and think of a cool cover story instead of me just being a klutz, which happens all the time. So anyway, I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna watch a little bit of YouTube and then I'm gonna go to bed. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys had a great couple of days, and hopefully the work week will go by quickly for you, or slowly if you like it. And the weekend will be on us before we even know it. So have a good night, have a good sleep, and I will see you later.